Bear Squad, what is up? Polar Bear here, and we are here servicing our Hyundai location. We actually got a call on this location. They lost a couple dollars in the machine. I think this might have to do with the way that I set the machine up. I'm not super familiar with the 501Es, so I think, long story short on what happened here, I think I didn't prime the Coke column quite enough. And what you need to do with these 501Es is you need to cycle them through. You need to run a lot of cans through them to make sure that it's functioning properly. With the Royal 660s, you'll know right off the bat if there's a problem. But with this machine, it'll vend 3 cans and then it'll skip 3 on the double column if it's not set up right and primed properly. And I think that's exactly what our problem was. They lost $2 on Coca-Cola. When I came in to test everything, I lost $1 on Coca-Cola, so that's a total of 3 cans. I'm guessing it just wasn't primed all the way, and that's what the problem ultimately was. Now, obviously we have a couple of options here that are not full, so we're going to go ahead and fill these up. We got Dr. Pepper going in there. Now, while we're filling this up, I'll talk a little bit about the motors that you see in front of us here. Those are individual motors for each column. This is a benefit of the 501E. If a motor dies, only the column that's broken is dead. With a Royal 660, this is a disadvantage of the 660. The Royal 660 only has one motor on a chain drive, and if that motor goes, the whole machine's down. Now, oh, here's something else before we get back into that. Here's something else. I did not know how to set 16-ounce cans. I set them improperly for the Surge, and when we're putting Monster in there, they requested Monster back. Putting Monster in there, I wasn't like super sure how to set it up, so I reached out to some friends, and we have to change the cam setting and the shims. So you can see me working on that shim. My arms are just a little too big to fit in there. So working the shim was really, really difficult. You can see me grabbing my arms because it hurts my arms over time. But we had to work this shim into place. And you see how it functions there? It's not a very good design for that shim. Royal, you've probably seen some of my Royal shims where you can reach in there and grab with both your fingers, and the Royal columns are a lot bigger. That's a disadvantage of this machine. The columns are tiny, and if you're a fat dude like me, it doesn't work out very well. Or even if your forearms are built really large, then good luck. It's a nightmare fitting them in there. I wonder if they make like a tool for it or something. But what you need to do is you got to line everything up, and you have to just kind of eyeball it and move it around. You'll see once we fill up the Monster, I didn't quite get the top right once I actually get it in there. I spent quite a bit of time trying to get this thing to work, huh? So we're setting that. Is it there? We almost got it. Nope, still working on it. Anyways, while we're working on that and getting that straightened up, I can't remember what I was talking about earlier now. I was going to split off onto that and totally can't remember. It's all good though. So I'm trying to set the top. We've got the bottom set. We're going to toss a few more in here. I think I put 6 in there. And we're going to change the cam setting on this machine. Oh, was I talking about the motors? I think I was talking about the motors. All right, see, there's a little notch. We got to lift up on this whole cam, and we're going to slide it. We slid it to the right just a little bit. We went from notch 8 to notch 3. I was trying to do that with my hands, but it just moved too quickly. Now, it's been less than a week since we've been here, and this location's already starting to make more sales. I think it had something to do with the machine just being new and people not being used to the machine yet. So you just saw me test Coca-Cola and it failed. Oh no, you didn't see me test Coca-Cola. You saw me prime Monster. We primed Monster. So now we're going to cycle a couple of those out just to make sure it's functioning. Put that back and grab, probably fill it the rest of the way up. Do I fill it the rest of the way up or do I? Yeah, we're going to fill it the rest of the way up and then we'll cycle out everything else. So we're going to fill the rest of this column. We're not going to fill the column to the peak. We're just going to use the whole case of Monster and put it in there. I would much prefer go through a whole case and not have half a case sitting around. Although it happens, and that's why I have an extra crate with us just in case we had some extra product, which I think we do wind up with some extra product. All right. It's funny, you never really notice how much you move until you film it. And then it's like, oh. So here's where I notice my shims off. So what we need to do now is we need to adjust that top shim a little bit. So we're going to leave that right there, just reach in and move one side over and then the other side over. Still not quite enough, we'll do it again. Bam, good to go. That shim's all set and lined up properly. So we'll go ahead and fill up the rest of the Monster, or at least the rest of the case that we have here. That's good. Get that all folded down, and now we're going to pull all the surge out because we're going to set that properly. We're going to move the cam. The cam is currently set on 8, or no, it's currently set on 1, and it's actually a lot more difficult to lift up on this side. So now we're spinning the cam. You can see the cam moving. When that tab lines up, you have to be careful. You got to make sure you get it just right. And bam, there we go. That is number 3. That is what I think is the right setting for your 16-ounce cans. I've got can shims in there, and we have a regular backplate shim. So we're just going to pull all these out. We're going to reset the backplate shim. I'm not really sure what most people would call that. I'm going to call it a backplate shim because that's what I do. So I've emptied all those out of there. Now I have a better idea on what I'm doing with this one. Now, courtesy of the friends that I reached out to, I was able to get this machine totally functioning, which is way better than what we were experiencing before. So we need to go 2 deep on this. I'm just going to check real quick and make sure that we're in a good spot for that. And I think I have to adjust it a bit more. I think it's not quite far enough back yet. Yeah, we're going to have to adjust it just a little bit more here. There we go. Perfectamundo. Getting there. Now I should be able to pop these 2 in there without an issue. Perfect. Sweet. Alright, so we've got those 2 in there. Now we're just going to keep on going here. I know the audio is a little bit different. It's because I moved my office downstairs. I'm going to try to get some soundproofing in here and fix the echoing. But alright, so we've got that full up. I probably should have brought more surge with me. We're going to have to order more surge soon. I did up the prices. You'll see towards the end, I did up the prices on the surge because I'm buying them for 83 cents and selling them for $1. It's really not worth doing. So I brought it up to $1.25. Or no, I brought it up to $1.50, I think. So I can't afford to keep selling them at that price. I need to make some sort of money on them. So we have a guy that really likes the Dr. Pepper. So he's been asking for Dr. Pepper. We've got that in there now. We're going to fill the Coke up, or we're going to go with water first. We're going to put the water in first. So water on a Dixie Narco is a little bit different than a Royal. On a Royal, you put your first one in, cap back, and then you put your second one in, cap front. Now on this one, you go 2 deep, and they're both cap back. And they've got 2 columns assigned to a single button here. So we should have plenty of water. We'll go ahead and fill that sucker up as much as we can. We've only brought one case with us. I have 2 cases available for this location. I probably should have brought both cases, but the next time we service this location, we'll go ahead and bring both cases next time. I am going to be separating the service videos from the collection videos. You guys will see me pull money out of the machine multiple times today on this whole thing, but you will not see me fill up the gas or anything like that. We'll do that on a collection video later, where I run down. I'm going to run down and just run all the machines through one video. We'll try to make as much profit as we possibly can. But those videos you'll see, the service videos are going to be edited like this, where you see everything I do, and we go through and I'll narrate everything, and then the collection videos are going to be more fun. We'll do a lot of editing with the collection videos and just make them look good overall. This will just be one kind of smooth, sped up thing here. So we're filling up the Sunkist right now. Someone had mentioned a while back that they preferred Fanta over Sunkist. I totally agree. I actually like the orange Fanta better, but strangely enough, the Sunkist sells better. So we're going to go ahead. This is something I really don't like about the 501Es. We've got 3 sodas left. When you fill these machines up from nothing, they won't hold a straight case amount. Like the Royals will hold 48, which is 2 cases, or 4 12 packs, whichever you want to call it. And the Dixie Narcos hold, I think it's 45 cans to a column. I'm not sure how many cans fit in the wide columns. I haven't really counted yet. But I would imagine it's double, right? It looks like a double column, so that would make what? 45, 45, 90 cans. So we're filling out everything we got left here. We're also we're going to take a second and just check out the coffee machine once we get done here. I still have to set. Do I have to set it? I don't think I have to set it. I have to set the pricing still, and we have to go through and we have to make sure that everything is vending properly. So we're going to pull a couple dollars out of here. So I pulled the 5 out of there earlier and left it in my pocket. Now I'm trying to figure out what I did with the other dollar bills, which are in my back left pocket. We'll figure that out eventually. I'm currently searching for them. I'm like, what did I do with my money? Where is it? Where did it go? There's the Dr. Pepper. There's the Monster. Where's my money? What's going on? What's happening? I'm just going to pull everything out of my pockets. Oh, there it is. Found it. Alright, now we'll go ahead and start test vending. We're going to start with the... Actually, I'm not sure what we started with. It was either Surge or Water. Okay, we're doing the Surge first. So the Surge 16-ounce can set up with cam number 3 and can shims, 12-ounce can shims with no rod. There's no rod in the cylinder thing. I'm not sure what you call the case, maybe? I don't know what you'd call the cylinder looking thing. There we go. Alright, so we're moving on to water. You want it to cycle a few times. I had to press the button twice there. So water takes a lot longer for it to vend than anything else. So cycle the water again. There we go. So these machines do not have drop sensors like the Royal would have. The cam actually, there's a little lever inside the machine. When that lever lifts up, the machine knows that there is not enough product. It's going to keep some product in there to keep it cold. The machine knows there's not enough product to vend, so it won't allow it to vend. Which is actually, they've had that technology for a while, and it's actually pretty solid. That's a really good way to go about getting things. The drop sensor on the Royal 660 is totally required. If you didn't have a drop sensor, if it didn't drop a can, it would think that it did. So I'm starting to see some benefits of the 501E. I know a lot of my old school subscribers know that I have sort of had a vendetta against the 501Es, but they're starting to grow on me a little bit. I like the machine. It definitely requires learning. It is way more involved with the setup of a 501E versus a Royal 660, but this one's doing all right. Something I forget to do all the time with these, and you need to remember to do, is you absolutely need to remember to close this gate. So we're just going to plop the product that we pre-vended out back in there. And as soon as we're done with that, we're going to close that gate, because I think we're done in here. I don't think we've got anything left to do inside this machine, which is good. Put the water back. There we go. And that's it. We're going to close the gate. Broke the gate. Oh, guess it happens. I'm going to put the motor shield back on. It's another thing. I really wish that they had. Like a better thing to set your stuff on. So we just pressed the blue button on the board, and we're going to switch over to password. Enter the password. Move over to price, because we're going to reset pricing on selection 5 and selection 7. So we're going to change the pricing where we went down, going up. We should go up to $2.50. Right now we're setting the price for the monster. All right, and then we'll move over to surge, which is 7. Enter, and we'll go up to $1.50 on that one. There we go. Pricing is set. And now we're just going to back out of everything, close up the machine. I had a little bit of trouble. I've got this machine standing up on 2x4s. Someone has actually told me that that is not such a good idea, but I hate moving the machines without the 2x4s. I do have insurance on these machines, so if one of these machines falls down and hurts someone, I'm covered. Just hope it never happens. It'd be horrible. All right, there we go. Close that machine up real good. I had trouble with it at first, but we got it solid. We're gonna go check out the coffee machine now. As soon as we get this closed up. There we go. Put those back in the pocket. Get this thing out of the way. Move. There we go. Bring this with us. So the coffee machine had 3 quarters in it when we left. And I checked it. You can't really see it very well, but there was actually a couple of sales, which is way better than what it was doing. It was no sales whatsoever before. So the next time we're here, we'll probably put more cups in there. Maybe we'll start making money with that machine. I don't know. I'm checking with them right now just to let them know that I have fixed the problem that they had, and I'm going to give her the money that they lost and the machine back, and then we will be good to go from there. Explaining what was wrong with the machine at this point in time, just kind of going through, making sure they know that the problem's solved and it shouldn't happen again. And what I'm pretty certain it was, is the prime was not, I didn't prime it good enough. But that's it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Everyone, remember to love life and live your dreams. Guys, have a good one.